Good evening, my name's Paul, I'm the Accidental Bookseller. Welcome to the channel. Today we've got something a little bit different for you. I went out and about on Sunday, went to the Regent Emporium Antiques Centre in Blackpool. I was buying a job lot of about 75 to 80 books, which I'm going to sell on. That was in Fleetwood, which is a coastal town near to where I live. And Blackpool's about 5 miles away from it. So I'd seen this Regent's Emporium on Facebook posts and on Marketplace posts before. So I thought, oh, I'll give it a go and see what's there. I knew there was a particular section of it devoted to secondhand books. Whether it's one seller or not, I don't know. But I went there, and as you'll see from the video that I'm about to show you, it's in a, would it be impolite to say, reasonably chaotic nature? I don't think there was very much order to things, and the aisles were really tight. And even as I was walking along, I'm going to say scrambling, actually, in some places, scrambling along the aisles, there was books falling off shelves behind me that I hadn't touched. It's as if I'd just brushed along the air continuum, and that had just caused books to fall because they're so precariously balanced. And yeah, it was entertaining. I am going to go back there because there's clearly more to see. I just went to this section of where there's all these different shelves of books, as you'll see, but there's 2 floors, and like in any antique centre, there'll be different members of the public who'll rent different parts of the of floor spaces. And just on the way to pay from the haul that I got from this one space, I could see shelves in different in the different areas. So I need to go there and spend more time than I did. But I had to go on, conscious that I had to go and get this other haul. So I just had time to go to this one section of it. And Regent's Emporium's used to be a cinema, and I think you can still parts of it, not necessarily operational as a cinema, but the areas where the seats are seem to be a bit untouched. I tried to hold the camera up to show it, but whether it gets it or not, I don't know yet. But there's still 2 floors within the building. It is a really nice building on the outside, quite an art deco building. But anyway, I'll show you the video, and then once you've seen the video, we'll come back and I'll show you the haul that I got. Oh, and I had to scrub the sound out from the haul itself, because playing in the background there was this kind of old big band type music, sort of brass band, and there was some jazz type music as well. That'll probably be on copyright, I would have thought, so I'll scrub that, and there'll probably be bits of me talking over it as well. So here you go. So here we are inside, and the bit where the main concentrated load of books are is right at the far corner of the building. It's like a TARDIS inside. There's so much for sale in different alcoves and corners, and but this has to be seen to be believed. The amount of books that are concentrated in one small place. Loads of Anne McCaffreys in that particular cabinet there. Maybe if I went again, I'd start to differentiate whether there was any rhyme or reason to the way that they were. All the stuff's ordered, or not ordered, as the case may be. God knows what those milk bottles are doing there. I went round it for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes before filming to see what I wanted to buy. And it's only going through it now, and before recording this voiceover, I've been through it maybe 2-3 times, and I'm seeing books now that I missed. I remember picking that Dennis Wheatley up, and it's only now that I'm seeing it that I realise I totally forgot it. I think that's the area with the Anne McCaffreys and the Terry Brooks. Children's books and a load of old Enid Blytons there. The camera doesn't really do justice how narrow that corridor is, and you're constantly thinking that you're going to fall, you're going to trip over stuff whilst holding the camera at the same time. It wasn't much of a sports section. Sci-fi and fantasy in that little bit of an area. I mean, look at it all. Ladybird books there on the top shelf. I am sure if you gave it a couple of hours of good looking, you could find some absolute gems. Loads of penguins. And most of those shelves are double stacked as well, so there's an extra layer behind the books that you can see. Really, really, really old penguins there. I think it's this one. This corridor is a real scramble and really, really narrow. This is one where I think I knocked a picture over, and there was stuff falling behind me as well. It's as if you just moved the air molecules around you, stuff fell. I was reminded of the tagline in the original Alien film, and to paraphrase it, in Regent's Emporium, the book section, no one can hear you scream. There was only me there. I suspected some of the books in that section might be quite rare. There was a Peyton Place in quite nice condition. Just see it at the top there. Last corridor, which was even more untidy. It's literally just piled up and piled up there. And amongst it all, I did notice, I just come into it now, there's a hardback of Midnight in Chernobyl. I didn't get it in the end. Try to avoid hardbacks these days unless I really, really want something or I'm collecting it, just because it takes up more space. Some blue pelicans there. So the book section is just those kind of 4 or 5 corridors, but each of the other areas which different people have bookshelves in their respective area. I mean, this area as well had books, but I wasn't even going to attempt looking in them, because that's like the literature equivalent of Kerplunk. If you found something you wanted at the bottom of there, good luck getting it out. That's the cinema screen, and above there, I guess, is where the cinema seats were. I did all cameras as high as I could to get see if there was seats, but couldn't see out. That gives an idea there of how quite big the floor space was. And I saw those James Herberts on someone else's bookcase. By this stage, I was running really short of time. Otherwise, I would have stopped and had a closer look to see if the conditions were all right. Right, we're back, and here's the haul. They were all quite nicely priced as well. The books in that particular section, which was surprising, because when I went to Wigtown the other week, we haven't seen the video yet because I haven't edited that one, but in Wigtown, inflation seems to have taken hold in the second-hand book market, because a lot of the second-hand books in the shops there were like £3, £3.50. Inflation hasn't taken hold yet in this place. But anyway, without further ado, first book that I got was Clifford Simak, The Werewolf Principle, science fiction, £2. The copyright's 1967, first published in 1968, and there's no other editions mentioned, so I'm presuming this is a 1968 Clifford Simac, which for £2 in reasonably nice condition. There's kind of like it's been backed, like when you backed your school exercise books in clear plastic. It's kind of that, which has probably preserved it. Isaac Asimov, Stars in Their Courses. Again, very nice condition with no spine bend. This was £2, and it says The Stars in Their Courses is a collection of 17 essays by this famous author of science and science fiction. So I don't know what type of essays they might be, but I saw it and I thought for £2, can't go wrong. And this is 1975. It's Panther. Next book is Elsprag de Camp, Lest Darkness Fall. This has got spine bend, and there's a writing of 10p on there. And I'll read the back. Time step to Elswen. 1 minute, archaeologist Martin Padway is ambling casually through Mussolini's Rome. The next, he is inexplicably hurled through time to 6th century Italy, just before the Dark Ages. With the outlook and knowledge of a 20th century man, and with his continued survival dependent on how well he can use his wits in the Gothic era, Padway, now Martinus Padway Quaestor, sets out to change the course of history. His mission, to fend off the formidable forces that threaten to engulf the Western Roman Empire. Absolute madness. But I saw it, and it was £1.50, and it was written in originally 1949. It says here, but this particular edition is 1979. But despite the spine bend, it's in reasonable condition, and I do like the cover design. Next one I got is Remedy Feist Magician. And this is quite a famous book, and I've always fancied reading it, so I saw this for £2, and couldn't say no because it's in nice condition. No real spine bend to speak of. It's a bit of creasing when read, but you're going to get that with a thickish book. And yeah, new revised edition. How it's been revised, I don't know. Next book is non-fiction, and it's England in the 19th Century by David Thompson. It's a Pelican book. I've got a number of Pelican books and also a number of social history of Britain books in different centuries, but I don't have this one. Very nice design. I'm presuming could that be the Crystal Palace? That's my guess anyway. This was £2. First published in Penguin Books in 1950. This is published 1969. Someone previously owned it in December 1970. This will go nicely in the collection of my Pelicans. The final book in the whole is again another Isaac Asimov, and it's The Universe. From Flat Earth to Quasar, another Pelican, which I didn't know Isaac Asimov had done a Pelican, but it's in nice condition. This is non-fiction, and it was £2. So this is Isaac Asimov talking about things. The chapters are the Earth, the solar system, the stars, the galaxy, the size of the galaxy, the energy of the sun, the receding galaxies, the observable universe. And from when this was published, which was this one is reprinted in 1977, originally 1966. And if you're a regular to the channel, you'll know that I've been trying to pick up older UFO books, 1950s, 1960s books on UFOs, because it's really interesting the the viewpoints and the facts, or the facts as they are known in those days, about science and what UFOs might be able to achieve. And even though they're written from a non-fiction point of view, some of the theories that existed then almost make it fiction. And I figured there's also I've seen a few Sky at Nights with Patrick Moore from the early 60s, where he'd be talking about Mars or the moon, and it's just so outdated now to watch. And it's just fascinating seeing how facts from then are so, not, I'm going to say wrong, because they were viewed as correct in those days, but now those views are incorrect as science has moved on. And I thought this would possibly fall into the same camp. It says from flat Earth to quasar, so, but essentially he'll be talking about the facts of science as they are known then, as they relate to space. And it's Isaac Asimov for £2 and a pelican, which I collect. Can't go wrong. That's the end of the visit to Regent's Emporium and my haul that I got there. I will be going back there because it's clear that there are plenty more avenues where I can get books in the different areas where people are selling their particular wares, and especially with the condition and the pricing and the age of the books, I think there's bargains to be had. So I'll be going back there, and of course I will be videoing it for you. That's the end of the video. If you liked what you've seen and want to subscribe, by all means click the button. It really would help me out. I'll see you next time. Thank you very much. Goodbye.